Did you know that there are a bunch of cheats in The Sims 4 that the developers have disabled in the game? But don't worry, my friends, because TwistedMexi has your back. With their All Cheats mod, you can once again have access to all of these hidden cheats, and I'm going to show you how. Hey Simmers, for those of you who have watched some of my guide videos in the past, you may have noticed that I've mentioned TwistedMexi's All Cheats mod. This mod, as I've said, opens up a bunch of cheats that you normally wouldn't be able to access. Unfortunately, this does mean, because it's a mod, that these cheats are unavailable for console players. But if you have The Sims 4 on PC or Mac, you should be able to download this mod and get these cheats without any problems. So first, I'm going to show you how to download the All Cheats mod by TwistedMexi in order to use these cheats. So to start off with, you want to head over to TwistedMexi's Patreon. Don't worry, I'm going to put the link to their Patreon site down below in the description of this video. Once you get to the All Cheats page, you'll want to scroll down until you see this bit here that says tmexallcheats.ts4 script. Click on that, and it should automatically download for you. Then what you want to do is open up your downloads folder. Then using Control X, cut the script out of the downloads folder, and then head over to Documents, Electronic Arts, Sims 4, Mods, and then using a Control V or right click and select Paste, just simply paste the script into your mods folder. Then open up your Sims 4 game. Once you've reached the main menu, click on Options, Game Options, Other, and make sure that Enable Custom Content and Mods and Script Mods Allowed are both ticked with the green checkmark. Once you've done that, click Apply Changes, exit out of the game options, and if you had to enable either one of those options, you will need to restart the game. So to do that, obviously, just click Exit Game and then reload the game. Then you can go into your world save, and the All Cheats mod should work for you. Most of these disabled cheats cannot be used without a Sim ID. Every Sim has a unique 18-digit identification number. And what you want to do is use the following cheat code to get this ID. sims.get_sim_by_name space, and then your Sim's first name. In this case, my Sim is Muir, M-U-I-R, space, and then your Sim's last name. Hit enter, and this gives you a 18-digit identification number. So you will want to write this number down and make sure that you do not lose it, and double check to make sure that you have written it down correctly. If you have written it down or if you type it incorrectly, the cheats will not work. So once you have the ID numbers for all of your Sims, and you have made sure that they are correct, you can use them with the following cheats. In this video, I'm not going to go through every single cheat because there are an absolute slew of them, but I am going to go through just a few of the more common ones. First, we're going to start off with Sims 4 pregnancy cheats. Now, these cheats will give you more control over your expecting Sims for a quick and easy birth. Pregnancy.force_offspring_count space, and then your Sim ID. This will only work on a sim who is currently pregnant. And this particular cheat determines the number of babies that the selected pregnant sim will have. You have to use the pregnant sim's ID number and a number between 1 to 3, so 1, 2, or 3, for one baby, twins, or triplets. The next cheat is sims.add_buff space buff underscore pregnancy underscore trimester 1. And that puts the selected pregnant sim in the first trimester of pregnancy. Using this on non-pregnant sims will create a fake pregnancy. So the next cheat is sims.add_buff space buff underscore pregnancy underscore trimester 2. This cheat puts the selected pregnant sim in the second trimester of pregnancy. Again, using this on non-pregnant sims will create a fake pregnancy, and this cheat will only work on sims that can become pregnant. The next cheat is sims.add_buff space buff underscore pregnancy underscore trimester 3. And this does the same thing that the other two trimester cheats does, only it puts the selected pregnant sim in the third trimester of pregnancy. Again, using this on non-pregnant sims creates a fake pregnancy, and the cheat will only work on sims who are able to get pregnant. The next pregnancy cheat is sims.add_buff space buff underscore pregnancy underscore in labor. And make sure that you're spelling labor as LABOR. Spelling it the English way with OUR will not work. But what this cheat does is it puts the selected pregnant sim in labor. Again, using this on non-pregnant sims causes them to have a fake birth, and it only works on sims who are able to become pregnant. The last pregnancy cheat that we have is pregnancy.clear. And what this does is immediately ends a sim's pregnancy. Next up, we have emotion cheats. So again, assuming that you have the all cheats mod installed, you can use the following cheats to give your sims specific moodlets to put them in a certain emotion. Now, depending on your sim's other moodlets, these moodlets may not be powerful enough to override the other emotions. The first emotions cheat is sims.add_buff space energized high. And what that does is it gives your selected sim an energized moodlet. You can see here Cameron has energized +2, pumped, and primed moodlet. The next moodlet cheat is sims.add_buff space buff underscore read flirty low. And what that does is give a flirty +1 moodlet to your selected sim, or you could use the sim ID to give a sim that you don't have selected that buff. Because we have Cameron selected and I didn't specify a sim ID, Cameron has a flirty +1 from Steamy Read from reading. You can also give your sim a flirty high buff, which will give them a +2 to flirty by sims.add_buff space flirty high. And that gives your sim a flirty +2 steamy read moodlet. The next moodlet cheat is sims.add_buff space buff underscore read inspired low. And that gives your sim, your selected sim, an inspired +1 buff. If you want a higher inspired buff, sims.add_buff space inspired high will give an inspired +2 buff. Sims.add_buff space buff underscore play chess underscore focused low gives your sim a focused +1 moodlet, and sims.add_buff space focused high will give your sim a focused +2 buff. To give your selected sim a playful moodlet, you want sims.add_buff space buff underscore read playful low. That gives your sim a playful +1 buff. And for a playful +2 buff, it is sims.add_buff space playful high. To give your selected sim a sad moodlet, there are 2 cheat codes for that. That's sims.add_buff space buff underscore read sad low for a sad +1 buff. And a sad +2 buff is sims.add_buff space sad high. To give your selected sim an angry moodlet, sims.add_buff space social underscore angry. And that gives your selected sim an angry +2 moodlet. To give your selected sim a happy moodlet is sims.add_buff space buff underscore core social underscore happy. And that gives your sim a happy +1 buff. To give your selected sim an uncomfortable moodlet, type in sims.add_buff space cheating intensity buff underscore uncomfortable. And that gives your sim an uncomfortable moodlet of +2. And the interesting thing about this one, it says that you cheated to get this moodlet and it's going to last 20 days. So if you want even more advanced cheats, the All Cheats Unlocked mod unlocks a dizzying number of advanced cheats for players to use. So many of these cheats require household IDs, which I'm going to show you now how to find yourself before getting into this cheat list. So to find a household ID in The Sims 4, you need to type in households.list. And what this does is gives you a very long list of every single household in your save along with their ID numbers. So what you need to do is find the household that you're wanting, and it might take a while, but find your household and write down that number. So once you found the household that you're looking for and you've recorded the ID exactly as it appears, you want to double check each and every number again because it's really easy to get these numbers mixed up and written incorrectly. So now that you know how to fetch sim IDs and household IDs, you can start playing around with some really advanced cheats if you have the All Cheats Unlocked mod. There are actually thousands of cheats within the game, but many of them have absolutely no use for players. They're for developers only. Others no longer work or completely crash the game. So when you're using these cheats, you need to be very careful. Make sure that you save before using the cheat, just in case it crashes out your game, because you don't want to miss out on hours of gameplay all because a cheat caused your game to crash. So one of the cheats is clock.advance _ game _ time space and then 2 numbers. Now, this cheat will advance your game time by a specific number of hours and a specific number of minutes. Negative numbers can be used to reverse time. Be careful with this one, though, because it can seriously mess up your entire game by doing this. So, for example, if we want to advance game time by 1 hour and 1 minute, we type in 1 space 1, hit enter, and it's advanced the clock from 5:09 a.m. to 6:09 a.m. to prevent the game events from stopping Super Speed 3. For example, if you have your game set to Super Speed 3 because you want to speed through a specific thing that you're having your Sims do, such as sleeping or working on the computer or writing a book or whatever, and you want to speed through that, this cheat will stop the game events such as a death or something breaking or whatever from exiting automatically out of that Ultra Speed 3. So the cheat for that is clock.ignore _ interaction _ speed _ change _ requests. Hit enter, and that will stop your game from stopping Super Speed 3. Now, if you want to allow 2 Sims to woohoo using their Sim IDs, you want to type in debug.enable _ woohoo space and then the Sim ID of your first Sim and the Sim ID of your second Sim. This is really useful for if you want your Sim to be able to woohoo with special NPCs like Grim Reaper, Patchy, the Scarecrow, and so on. Simply, when you see that special NPC, we'll do Grim Reaper as an example. Click on Grim Reaper, get his first and last name, find a Sim ID like I previously showed you, and then debug.enable _ woohoo your Sim's ID and Grim's Sim ID, and your Sim should be able to woohoo with the Grim Reaper. To generate a family tree for your active Sim, as you can see here, my Sim self does not have a genealogy at all. It's just themselves. So if you type in genealogy dot generate _ dynasty with your Sim selected, hit enter, and then go to the genealogy, it automatically generates a family tree for your Sim. So we've got my Sim here, we've got my Sim's dad, my Sim's mother, and it generates their deceased status as well. So we have Luciano Dragonne, deceased, death by fire, Juliana Long, mother, deceased by death by killer rabbit, and it goes up the generations. So on my Simself's dad's side, we've got Rudy, who is the grandfather, Julia, the grandmother. Continuing down the paternal line, we have the great-grandfather, the great-grandmother, and then great-great-grandfather and great-great-grandmothers, which are just listed as ancestors. So this is a really good way if you have one person Sim that, is a brand new Sim. This is a really interesting and fun way to come up with a family tree for them. Now, let's say that you have something in your inventory that is stuck. So sometimes, like if you have some plants in your inventory, like flowers, you may sell them, but there'll be like a ghost item in there that you cannot get rid of. If you type in inventory.purge and hit enter, this will delete everything in your selected Sim's inventory. So only use it after you've taken everything out that you want to keep so that you don't lose anything that's important. If you want to find out how many vampires and ghosts are in the world and what age everyone is, along with a bunch of other information, you can print a census report. Type in performance.print _ census _ report, hit enter, and this gives you a very detailed list of every type of sim that is in your game's save. So we have 294 households, 280 of which are unplayed, 13 of which are player generated, and 1 active household. 523 sims, and then it drops down to how many of the 523 sims are adults, how many are young adults, how many are elders, teens, children, toddlers, infants, and babies. Out of the 523 sims, how many are female and male? Then it goes into occults and occult types and how many people are of different occults. And then if you notice here, it says ghosts. So we have 71 ghosts in this save. And then it goes down by the death type as well. So we've got old age, climbing route, electrocution, killer rabbit, fire, overheat, and so on. So for example, killer chicken, there have been 2 sims in my current save that I'm using that have died by a killer chicken. So that just gives you some interesting information about your Sims 4 world. The next cheat, Cole's stale relationships. So performance.trigger _ NPC _ relationship _ : if you want to age your current sim down to their previous life stage, sims.age _ down. Now, this cheat may require your Sim's ID. Sometimes it works without the Sim ID. Sometimes you'll need to put your Sim's ID in. However, please be very careful when using this particular cheat. It is quite buggy to use, and it is far easier to use the cast.full edit mode cheat, go into cast, and age your sim down that way. Similarly, we have sims.age _ up, and that cheat will age the sim up to the next life stage and will kill your sim if they are an elder. Again, this might require using your Sim's ID, and again, I actually recommend using the cast.full edit mode cheat and aging your sim up in create a sim as opposed to using this cheat, just because using the cast full edit mode is less buggier than using this one. But if for some reason you can't get into cast, such as if you're using another mod that increases the number of members that you can have in your household, then this cheat is the one that you want to use. So if you want to show all of the buffs of your sim, sims.show _ buffs, and this will work on your selected sim, and it will give you a list of every single buff, including any hidden buffs that are in there. So we have a very large list here. Buff trait alluring, young adult, can unlock lifestyles, can make progress, can learn attraction required stuff, a hidden fine default mood buff, a hidden trait of cheerful, has turn on, has turn off attraction buffs, and so on and so forth. If you want to override the number of sims allowed in a zone, you can use the cheat situations.set underscore NPC underscore soft underscore cap space and then a number. So normally the cap of sims that are allowed in a specific zone is around 20. If you want to increase that to 30, type in the number 30 and hit enter. And that will override the soft cap to 30. If you want to clear every single trait of your selected sim, you can use traits.clear underscore traits. If you want to show all of the selected sims traits, traits.show underscore traits. As you can see here, this shows every single equipped trait of my sim self. To refill all needs for the household, you want to type in households.fill underscore visible underscore commodities underscore household. Hit enter. And as you can see, all of my sims needs have been completely filled. Relationship.test underscore marriage will check for inappropriate marriages. This cheat is useful for generational saves where you suspect that the family tree has become a little too close for comfort. After you type in the cheat and you hit enter, it will come up with either a list of inappropriate marriages, or it will say there are no inappropriate marriages in this save. If you want to add a sim to your family or to your household, it's sims.add underscore to underscore family space, then the sim ID of the sim that you want to move in, followed by the sim ID of a sim that is already in your household. To reset all of your achievement progress in the game, type in achievements.reset underscore data. If you're having problems with lag, you can try to fix this by toggling autonomous multitasking on or off. To do this, type in autonomy.toggle underscore user underscore directed underscore interaction underscore full underscore autonomy underscore ping. If you're having a problem with build and buy due to a glitch that keeps you in build and buy and doesn't allow you to exit build buy mode, you can use a cheat to kick yourself out of build buy mode by typing in bb.force exit. To make your camera shake in the game, camera.shake space and then a duration. If you want to give your employed sim a new work assignment, type in careers.offer underscore assignments. It will either offer you an assignment or, as in my case here, it will come up with a message saying Muir Dragonne's career is not inside work hours or sim is already on assignment. If you want to force all of your neighbors that's in your zone back to their homes, type in debug.force underscore neighbors underscore home. And that will force all of your neighbors to go back to their homes that are in the zone that you're in so that you can go and visit them. If you're having problems with poor game performance on your computer, you can disable environment effects by typing environment underscore score dot disable. That's not a guaranteed fix, but it still might help. If there's a fire on your lot, and for some reason your sims are refusing to acknowledge that fire, you can type in the cheat fire.alert underscore all underscore sims. If for some reason there is a fire on your lot that cannot be extinguished due to a glitch or a bug, you can type in the cheat fire.kill. That will end all fires on your current lot, but it will not extinguish any sims who are on fire. Again, likewise, if you're having problems with your current sim being singed and you cannot get them cleaned up, or maybe you want your sim to have a singed look for storytelling purposes or whatever, type in fire.singe_sim, and that will make your sim look singed. And again, to remove it is the same exact cheat. Let's say that you want to find the relationship status between two specified sims. Type in genealogy.find_relation space, and then the ID of your first sim, space, and the ID of your second sim. And if there is any relationship status, familial relationship status, it will show up here in the window. If nothing shows up, then most likely the two sims are not related. Let's say that the utilities have been turned off because you haven't paid the bills. If you type in households.pay_bills, this will enable all of the utilities without paying your bills. It just makes the game think that you've paid them. Interactions.display_outcomes will show the different outcomes of the current interaction, if there are any. So, for example, the things that they're doing is being affectionate, and it says there's no outcome. My sim is standing, and there's no outcome, and my sim is chatting, and again, no outcome. If you want to clear all the minor objects like plates and cups from your lot, objects.clear_minor. That takes all of the small objects off the lot. Be warned though, it also gets rid of any decorative items as well. If you want to change your sim's occult type, type in occult.switch_to_occult space, and then the ID of whatever occult type you want your sim to change into. It's 1 for human, 2 for alien, 4 for vampire, 8 for mermaid, 16 for spellcaster, and 32 for a werewolf. To remove the occult status, type in occult.remove_occult, followed by a space, and whatever occult type you want to remove. If you want to create a puddle, for whatever reason, puddles.create. And there you go, you immediately have a puddle on the ground. All right, let's say that you want to completely wipe your sim's world. As in, you want to destroy every single sim in your save except for your active sim. Be careful when using this cheat because, as I said, it will delete every sim except for your active sim in your save. So the cheat for this is sims.destroy_all_sims_but_active_sim. If you want to center your camera on the active sim and for some reason you can't do it through the UI, it's sims.focus_camera_on_sim. If you want to stop all interactions and reset your sims, sims.interrupt is the cheat code you want to use. If you want to make your active sim dirty, sims.set_grubby will make your sim dirty. So if you've got a social event going on and for some reason, let's say that it's glitching out and you can't complete the goal in the situation, type in situations.complete_goal, and that will complete the next goal in that social event situation. If you want to randomly set all of your Sims motives, stats.randomize underscore motives. And that will set all of your Sims motives higher or lower randomly. So my friends, those are a bunch of cheats that you can use with the TwistedMexi's All Cheats mod. As I said previously, I have not gone through every single one of the available cheats that this mod unlocks. The ones that I shared with you today, though, are safe and I have shown them to be working. But as always, with any cheat, please do remember to make backups of your saves, just in case something bad happens. So I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it useful. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Sims 4 Cheats videos in the future. Until then, my friends, happy simming.